couple of months. It's really killing me, to be honest. It was like so much easier when you're bro.
So today we've got a pretty interesting topic, and that's in relation to MrBeast. Whilst this situation might be insane, MrBeast hasn't done anything insane here. Actually, we're going to be defending MrBeast again. Let me set the scene a little bit. MrBeast went on a podcast and spoke about how hectic his life currently is.
Snake Island, then the Deadliest Road, and then I'll basically, I don't think I'll be home for another 16 days. So I'm just traveling around filming for the next 16 days, and then yeah, I guess then I'll get home and then they'll make me film out.
I think everyone can agree that sounds pretty stressful and pretty hectic, having to travel around all these places, do all this content non-stop, and not being at home, not being able to sleep in your own bed. That seems pretty hectic, regardless if he has, you know, a lot of money to comfort that blow. And at the end of the day, he's just being honest and open, saying that, you know, he's tired, it's hectic, whatever, right? He's just being truthful here. And regardless if he is wealthy, does that really matter? Of course, he's still going to be tired from traveling around these places and doing all this, because he's still working hard, regardless if it's not a contemporary job.
How does everything else in your life fit into that in terms of like the gym? I know you've been working out a lot.
It's been brutal. It's gone to shit the last couple of months. It's really killing me, to be honest. It was like so much easier when you're, bro, if you don't travel constantly, life is so easy when you just wake up in your own bed and like waking up in your own bed and working 15 hours in, you know, your office or whatever. So easy.
You know, and here he's talking about how nice it is to sleep in your own bed, work in your local area, and not be traveling 24/7. He's not saying that, you know, working like a bloody full-time job's easy. He's just saying that, in comparison, it's nice to be at home. That's all he's really saying, is that he wants to be in his own bed, and that, you know, traveling at the amount that he travels is pretty stressful and tiring on him and his body. In contrast, when sleeping in your own bed and working 15 hours in your regular job in the office, that isn't as stressful on your body than constantly changing time zones and not really sleeping very well.
Compared to like all this fucking bullshit where I'm like, I don't know the time zone I'm in. I don't know what place I'm in. I don't know where I'm going in 2 days. It's like, I mean, some days I'm going to bed at 10 a.m. Other days I'm going to bed at 5 p.m.
I mean, yeah, that does sound stressful. And I think regardless if you dislike MrBeast or you've criticized him in the past, I think anybody could see that, you know, not knowing where you're going in a few days and, you know, sleeping at that time can be pretty stressful and can be wreaking havoc on your body. I feel like this is just, you know, a fact. And trust me, the clips I'm playing have relevance to what I'm about to speak about. I'm not just trying to pad out the runtime, I promise.
It's like, it's a mess. It's really, and I used to put up with it and it's just like, and figure out how to do the training, but it's just, I don't know. I need to, truthfully, whatever's a priority, you'll get done. I just need to make it a priority again. Because I really do miss it. It's just this, the hard part is putting beast games in the.
It's just an honest and open conversation saying that he's a bit stressed out at the moment, that, you know, things like the gym aren't as much of a priority at the moment because he's so busy doing things like traveling, which is wreaking havoc on his body, and that, you know, he would like to prioritize the gym again because, you know, he's very busy right now. There's nothing wrong with what he just said, but if I were just to tell you that that clip caused controversy, which bit of that clip do you think it was that caused said controversy? I know the fact that any of that caused a controversy is genuinely insane, but it was this clip.
Me, to be honest, it was like so much easier when you're, bro, if you don't travel constantly, life is so easy when you just wake up in your own bed and like waking up in your own bed and working 15 hours in, you know, your office or whatever. So easy.
That's the clip that caused controversy, and it probably isn't even for the reason that you think. You might think that, you know, people have misconstrued it, that, you know, he's saying that working a 15-hour workday is easy. No, it's not even that. MrBeast, life is so much easier when you're broke. See, I must have completely missed that, because from the clip that we just played, which is the clip that this bit is referring to, he never said that whatsoever. It's just a complete and utter lie. Now, the original article has since been updated to put the correct thing of what MrBeast said after it got called out, but not before thousands of people quote tweeted it. It got thousands of likes, and the people quote tweeting it got hundreds of thousands of likes shitting on MrBeast and, you know, critiquing him for something that he didn't even say. Now, there's a few things that could have possibly been happening here, right? This news article and news company is actively lying about MrBeast because that's still a popular thing to do, right? People still like to shit on MrBeast, and they're still trying to ride the coattails of that. Or they could have genuinely misheard MrBeast saying bro and thought that he said broke. One's incredibly idiotic and reckless, and one's malicious. Regardless, more research should have been done here, and they should have played back the clip at least more than once to see what he was genuinely saying. But I don't know how you mess up this badly. This bit of the article was also included in another article of this news company, so I'm going to read that out. MrBeast, one of the most popular content creators and influencers in the world, recently sat down for a lengthy interview and talked about how his life has changed in result of his fame and influence. In the interview, he claims to have less than $1 million in his bank account and says life was easier when he was broke. From that little snippet, it just feels way more malicious than it does idiotic, because that's just not how it was phrased or said at all in the clip. I like how they've updated the article to try and correct any misinformation, but they've called MrBeast a streamer, which, you know, isn't true. There was a complete lack of research from this news company, but not only this news company, but also the people that have been responding to this comment. People quote tweeting this haven't been bothered to go and see if that's something that MrBeast genuinely said, and have, you know, just run with his narrative. Why I saw this whole situation was from a Dolan Dog video where he goes over the situation and goes over the misinformation within this situation.
Up in your own bed and working 15 hours in, you know, your office or whatever, so easy compared to...
So if you heard that, he doesn't even say broke, he says bro. And the context is he's talking about how messed up he is from traveling for 2 weeks straight and that he prefers working in the office himself. So yeah, nothing to do with broke. But this entire article misquotes him, then uses it as clickbait in the title when he didn't even say anything about being broke. Just excellent journalism from Kotaku here, excellent journalism. The article's been up for over a week and still hasn't been corrected. Hundreds of thousands of people are shitting on him for something he didn't even say. Who would have thought Slop Live does more research than an actual news site?
I do love that the only reason the article changed in the first place after a week was because they got called out and MrBeast actually responded. A news site lied and said, I said life is so much easier when you're broke, which I didn't say. Now I'm waking up to millions of people believing the lie and hating me. Being famous is so much fun. I honestly do feel bad for MrBeast, because if it wasn't for the past, you know, 6, 7, 8 months of absolute shit he's had thrown his way, you know, some of it valid, some of it definitely not so valid, a lot of people would have checked this to make sure that this was legitimate, instead of just running with this narrative that MrBeast said this, and, you know, people would have actually called it out as a lie. People have quote tweeted him saying like, boo-hoo, or like, you're a millionaire. It's just not the point though. It's active misinformation and, you know, damaging his reputation even further by, you know, spreading something that just didn't happen. I think people need to kind of set aside the thing of, well, he's got money argument, because regardless, this is still misinformation. It's still a lie against his name. Of course he's going to be irritated, regardless if he does have money. Stupid argument. Here's what I actually said. Such a shame that only a small percent of the people that saw the slanderous article will see this. MrBeast not only said that as a reply, but also called out somebody who was following this narrative without even questioning. He also left a comment on Dolan's video. I think it's really interesting that people are hating on MrBeast for getting annoyed about this, right? When in reality, if you put it this way, would you really like a lie spread about you, about something that you never said, get millions upon millions of impressions, and people genuinely believe that about you, and, you know, keep spreading that lie? Would you be ultimately happy with that? Would you be fine with that? Because I can probably tell you the answer is no, you wouldn't be happy with that. MrBeast's frustration here is completely understandable. I think anybody would be frustrated about this. But everybody watching, what's your thoughts on this whole MrBeast thing? Please feel free to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. And once you're down there, you might as well smash the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a future upload. But I've been your Samuel, and I will catch you in the next Samuel video.